Hi friends, I've got another pep talk for you. You do not need to do yoga to do yoga. So what I mean by that is, I teach yoga classes. I've developed a sequence that really works for my body. I offer it. It works for some people's bodies. And what I'm really doing is I get them to come in the door. I do the sequence because it feels good for us. But then I'm offering something else. And what I'd love to do is uncouple what I'm really teaching from this sequence of poses that may or may not work for everybody's body. And there's a lot of yoga out there, so I'm assuming there's something for everyone. There are stretches and poses and sequences that may work for anybody out there. But what I have to offer, what I'd like to share with you today, you do not need to do my class to enjoy the benefits of it. So the way that I've been thinking about it lately is kind of like there's two games. So there's the big game and the small game. The big game, which is really the only game, is discovering, understanding, and remembering who you really are. And you may or may not know who you really are. And I could say the words, but they may or may not resonate. I know when I first started hearing some of the words in yoga, we are one, you are God, the light in you is the same as light in me. It's like, oh, those are kind of nice ideas. What does that really mean? It's kind of just woo-woo language. But there's a understanding that I hope you come to, that you get that. And then the words don't matter. The light of consciousness. Like, does that resonate for you? That works for me. Now that I have the understanding, the felt sense of it, almost any word will do. It just pointing to, oh yeah, that's who I am. And I know. I forget all the time. And so I try and create practices that help me remember, like teaching, like making this video might help me remember. So the big game is who you really are. You could watch the creation story video I made if you want a little hint of who you are. And then small game is full self-expression. What's possible? I'm in a body. I've got a limited time in this body. What can I do? I've got an intellect. What can I do with that? I've got skills and tools and gifts. How can I fully express those and clear up what gets in the way of me doing so? And that can or doesn't have to be an embodied experience. For me, it's hard to imagine it not being an embodied experience because it's so part of my full expression as being embodied. But there are amazing, totally disembodied people doing amazing work in the world, on computers and in labs and doing stuff that I couldn't even imagine. Like, thank God for those people. They are fully expressing in the way they can. And for me, it's really important to get in my body and fully, what can this body do? What's possible? To clear up what's in the way of me fully expressing in this body. That's what my personal gift is. So while we're doing that full expression thing, it can get very easy to get caught up in it that is the only game and get really attached to the results of those efforts and what other people think about it and how it compares to what other people are doing. So the real trick is, can you do the small game full out and not forget the big game? So you can have goals, you can have things you want, you can move wholeheartedly towards things and at any moment zoom out. Oh yeah, none of it really matters because who I am is whole. Who I am is eternal. Who I am is perfect and connected and already in need of nothing. So, play the small game full on. Don't stop. But can we keep zooming out and do the big game? So you can do that while you're practicing yoga. I think it's a great place to do it. I've found a lot of value in doing that. And you can do that just out in your life, while you're eating, while you're walking, in relationship, while you're doing whatever you do. So please do your yoga and show up to class or not, as you like. Enjoy.